I've watched The Big Short 8 times this year. And genuinely one of the best things about this movie is Charlie and Jamie. Because what these two characters represent in the movie is the little guy. Because in the movie you have characters like Mark Bunn, Jared Vennett, and Dr. Michael Burry, who just are all a part of these huge firms. They're trading large sums of money and they are all well established in their career field. But what do you see with Charlie and Jamie throughout this entire movie? You see them taking interviews at 4:55 in the afternoon with big banks, trying to get their foot in the door to get an ISDA. You see them, they aren't always in suits or $20,000 watches or offices that look over all of New York City from the highest point you can. No, instead, you see them in the garage in gray t-shirts with sweat stains. You see them in normal everyday clothes in their house, in their condo, in their apartment, in their garage. It just talking about, like this scene right here, he says he's good at just finding shit. When you watch this movie of maybe the most devastating economic collapse the world has ever seen, you see these two guys who, in the midst of all this tragedy, they were the little guy that were actually able to come out on top, which at the end of the day, isn't that the American dream? The part that really does help this is a lot of the everyday American is rooting against big banks and the shit that they can pull off and not go to jail for. When you watch this movie, it's not just like you're watching a movie that was made up about two guys who happen to make it in a shitty world. No, this is a real life story of real life guys that made it in the real world after a tragedy event. But that's why you can root for these two out of anyone in this movie, and why I think they're my favorite characters when I watch this movie. Yeah, let me know in the comments. Should I watch The Big Short for what, the 9th time this year?